Coming up on the European Dead Zone. Gonna be our new home for a while.
Look, do you recognize it? That's where we're supposed to go.
That thing? They call it the Shard of the Traveler. I call it not a place you want to go poking around.
Guy you were looking for.
The hero of the Red War has come down to the farm. Are you here to see me, or are you looking for a soccer ball?
Look at that view! Just imagine if we were...
Beyond the field were the rolling hills of the European Dead Zone, and on the horizon, the twisted, ruined spur that was the Shard of the Traveler. Her first days back on her feet, recovering from the attack at the apartment, she stared in wonder at that view. Now, she watched the clouds idly roil and collect around the Shard, bored. Eva smiled, and shifted her weight off the wall and onto the carved cane that kept her upright. To think after everything that had happened, she could be bored. Her first days at the farm had been a whirlwind of medical treatments, rushed through by attendants already on their way out as she was coming in. It had been the final days of the Red War, a major operation planned to retake the city. One old woman coming in from the underground was a low priority, and in the commotion, even the old friends she hoped to see had missed her. Now she was alone, or mostly alone. She turned her head to see the cryptarch, Tyra Khan, chattering away with farm's postal frame. With primary operations returned to the city, Darby had become Tyra's unofficial research assistant. Together, they continued to study and examine humanity's history through the lens of the Dead Zone, a sideline from the turmoil at the tower Tyra was apparently only too happy to claim. The captain stands with his primary hands braced on the command table. He stares down at a static hollow projection as though it might reveal some new secret. Nearby, the hunter combs through scout reports. The warlock taps rapidly at a datapad, running simulation after simulation. No one speaks. There is a deafening boom. The hollow projection flickers. The whole skiff tilts 70 degrees off kilter. The captain holds tight to the table, reaching out with a secondary arm to snatch the hunter as he goes toppling by. The warlock is not a concern. She has blinked her way to a secure handhold. The captain calls to his crew, speaking in Lixney, too fast for the hunter or the warlock to follow. Someone calls back. The skiff tilts nauseously, then stabilizes. Aramis? The warlock asks. The captain nods. Letting go of the hunter, he disappears through an access hatch to consult with his crew. I don't like this, the hunter says lowly. We should be there with him. The warlock chews on her lower lip. She doesn't like it either, but they've argued endlessly with their captain and gained no ground. We have to trust him, she says finally. This is what he wants. Trust him to die? The hunter hisses. Let's break down how stupid this is. Not only does he want to infiltrate the tower without us, he's planning to wear devil's colours to interrupt a devil's heist to reclaim Siva. And instead of leaning on us, his good guardian friends, he's banking on some stranger. Not a stranger, the warlock cuts in. Fine, not a stranger, but definitely not a friend. The hunter grits his teeth. We should do it. We need to do it. Let's just go. Let's go now. We can cut them off. He conjures his ghost with a twist of his wrist, readying for transmat. We have to trust him, the warlock repeats, reaching out to grasp the hunter's forearm. I think he's right when he says it doesn't mean anything if we do it. Guardians do extraordinary things all the time, and he needs more allies. The captain re-enters their little ad hoc war room. They draw up guiltily. The hunter hides his ghost. All well? He asks, looking between them. Mithrax, the warlock murmurs. We're all good. The hunter says nothing. We walk this hardship path with joyful hearts. Be brave.